This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, run them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineup, and see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. The Truck Series raced at Mid-Ohio. John Hunter Nemechek was able to etch out the win. Parker Kligerman won the first stage. He'll end up in second. Matt Crafton, Zane Smith, and Ben Rhodes will make up the top 5. Pole sitter Corey Heim finishes 9th. Dylan Lupton, making his first start of the season, finishes 11th. A little bit surprising to see Taylor Gray, who won the ARCA race here, finish 28th, and Justin Marks, making his first start in quite a while, finishes in 33rd. Then back at Atlanta for the Xfinity race, AJ Allmendinger first across the line, followed by Ty Gibbs, Justin Allgaier, Landon Castle, and Josh Berry. A nice solid day for Jeb Burton, finishing up there inside the top 10. Troubles for Ryan Truex, he ends up back in 27th, and also a lot of cars dropping out with mechanical issues. Jeremy Clements, Brett Moffitt, and Noah Gragson. Riley Herbst also went out with an issue, but he had also wrecked earlier in the race. Now it is time for the Cup event. Weather is going to be an issue for today's event. We're going to see if we can get this whole thing in. Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain out in front. Green flag flying here at Atlanta. Well, you thought the Hendrick teammates were going to link up, but immediately Larson goes underneath the 9 car and heads to the lead. However, Elliott will get back by. Elliott, the best average finish here among the drivers competing today, has about 4/10 of a position over Ryan Blaney, who has won here before. Elliott actually has not won at this racetrack previously. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch has 4 wins, but he is struggling to find track position. He's going all the way to the line, trying to make a pass on Eric Almirola, unable to complete that, and the top row is a little bit more organized. We're going to see a move here. Ryan Blaney shooting his way toward the front. Going to try to make a move to the inside of Elliott, and not quite clear yet, but it looks like he's going to have the momentum off the corner to make it happen. Harvick is tied with Kurt Busch for top 5s here, 9 total. And obviously this is including the entirety of this racetrack's history, not just this Super Speedway configuration, which we've had only 1 race on. Martin Truex Jr., 13 top 10s at this racetrack as he is now trying to battle some lap traffic. He's got Austin Cindric just behind him. Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney have gotten a little bit further away from this group. Harvick, the only driver that's eclipsed 1,000 laps led here. Kurt Busch is close, and Kyle Busch behind him at 551. He's currently outside of the top 10, which is a bit surprising to see. We're going to see if he can make a move. We're coming to the end of the stage, but it looks like fuel is becoming an issue. Several drivers are coming down to pit lane before the end of the stage, which ends at lap 60. We saw Truex coming down, Blaney come down from the lead. At the end, it's going to be Chastain that takes the first stage. Bowman, Bell, Blaney, and Elliott will make up the top 5. Fortunately, it does not look like a lot of cars are going to go a lap down, but a bit interesting to see that the drivers couldn't make it to the end of the stage on their fuel tanks. Fortunately, that shouldn't be a problem as long as there isn't a caution at an untimely place, because these laps will be 100 laps long. We saw Cindric and Bowman out in front to start the stage, and Briscoe coming down to pit lane, unscheduled stop, not a penalty because there are a few laps into the run. So a tough break there for the 14 car. Not a tough break for the 8 car, who won last race at Road America. What a run he had, beating out Chase Elliott for that victory and putting himself into the playoffs. That's really going to shuffle up the championship standings, and that means that Harvick is currently out and battling with Christopher Bell for that final point spot. William Byron was the one that won here back in the spring. He's not having a great day so far, looking to see if he can advance, and just as we were looking on that camera angle, Cole Custer suddenly loses his car, and that's going to hold up to 24, momentum in favor of the 19 of Truex, but unfortunate for Custer, he's going to go to the garage. That's 2 Stewart-Haas racing cars with problems. Last time we were here, the last race of the old configuration, it was Kurt Busch that got the victory. Alex Bowman, a solid top 5. He finished top 5 in both of the races last year. Christopher Bell is now out in front of this field, and that's important. If he can grab this victory, he'll become the 14th different winner this season, and that will ensure that he has a playoff spot, or at least it should. Austin Dillon coming down this pit lane. That's a scheduled stop. We're going to see the top 3 come down at the same time. Bell, Logano, and Cindric, and it looks like the 22 car actually had the faster stop there as he's in front of Bell coming out of the pits. So solid work by that 22 team to get them out in front. Trouble here on the backstretch. Tyler Reddick, last week's winner, going around off the front end of Alex Bowman. Looks like he tried to fill a hole that wasn't there, and back down the racetrack, Truex Jr. involved. A hit there for the 19 car, maybe a little contact there with Denny Hamlin, maybe also as well with Kyle Larson. But a bad break there, and Reddick just unaware that there was Bowman to his outside, and Bowman's going to remain in the 4th position now up to 3rd, but trouble there for the 8 car, who is still on track. Truex Jr. now out. Daniel Suarez was running okay at the front of this race. He has drifted back. He is no longer in contention. That's a shame for him. Off the lead lap, Chase Elliott is going to take the stage, followed by Bowman, Blaney, Almirola, and Austin Dillon. Hamlin looked like he might have touched that recent accident. Fortunately, he looks like he is okay as he finishes 10th in the stage. On to stage 3, it's Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman out in front. But look who just came to the front. It's Eric Almirola. He was battling Kevin Harvick for that final playoff spot, and then Tyler Reddick won, and that messed everything up. Now it's both Harvick and Almirola outside, and the 10 car is looking for a victory. Denny Hamlin's probably glad he has 2 victories because he is lowest on the standings among those that have victories, but having 2 wins should be a little bit better than having 1 heading into that final 16. Fortunately, he is up here in the 4th position. Eric Almirola is trying to make a move to the inside of Noah Gragson. It looks like that's going to kill his momentum, and Joey Logano will shoot forward to the lead. Great move by him. Now Ryan Blaney has made a pass on Almirola, and now he's trying to make a move on Logano for the lead as he gets out in front of technical teammate Harrison Burton. Logano was clear but didn't make that move. Blaney did, and he is going to take advantage of that high side. He'll go to the lead for a brief amount of time, then he's going to come down pit lane and take his final scheduled stop. Logano's going to wait a couple more laps, and that might be a little bit costly for him, as Ryan Blaney is going to get back out in front. Still only a second separating those two. Tyler Reddick has now gone a lap down. He was having some issues keeping up the pace, but fortunately it looks like he's able to at least just be there. Logano is just getting back in line, trying to maintain a draft, finding a way to get back to Blaney. Meanwhile, take a look at the scoreboard, and it's Blaney, Logano, and Cindric in the top 3. It looks like that's not going to hold as Almirola is now going to the outside. But for a brief moment, the 3 Penske drivers were all in the top 3. It's a great run for the team overall, and Blaney has really extended that lead as he deals with lap traffic, as is the rest of the field. Blaney got his first and only win at this racetrack last year in the spring. In fact, in the final 3 races of the previous configuration, he finished top 5 in all of those races. He's also a 3-time winner on super speedways. And now on this newly reconfigured Super Speedway Atlanta, it's going to be number 4. Ryan Blaney comes around turn 4, and he is going to take the checkered flag here today at Atlanta. Masterful run for Blaney, who navigated a field that went in and out. Different drivers winning the stages. Blaney comes out on top at the end. Kyle Busch 2nd, Bowman 3rd, Logano 4th, Harvick 5th. Chastain won the first stage amid those late stage pit stops. He'll end up in the 7th position. Christopher Bell, who's trying to maintain a gap on Harvick, ends up in the 9th position. Austin Dillon getting the top 10. Chase Elliott just outside the top 10 at 11th. Cindric, who was up to 3rd late in the 3rd stage, ends up in 12th position. Had some trouble with traffic, as did Almirola, who was making a pass on him as we were taking a look, and he ends up back in 14th. A little bit surprising to see. William Byron, the first driver off the lead lap. Tyler Reddick, we saw him get lapped after that accident. He ends up in 19th position. Daniel Suarez, really surprising to see him back here in the 24th position. He's got a win, though, so his playoff position is fine. Chase Briscoe ended up 3 laps down after an unscheduled pit stop. And then we see the 2 drivers that dropped out of the race, Martin Truex Jr. due to crash damage, and Cole Custer with a mechanical issue. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.